OOOG edition.
Spike Punch.
All right, so after Evelyn Champagne King, the whole fallout with that.
Well, we gave the guys a chance. We gave her manager. I think what happened was, man, and you know this story for real. My story working with you guys, there was no money being made. It's like at that point in time, you're really investing and hoping that you're gonna get this person to the next level. And so he was letting her stay at his house. We would stay at his house. They were feeding us. They were investing a lot of money, their personal money. And so as soon as it got to the point like where things were getting ready to start jumping off, that's when he got let go. So we gave him a year to file a record deal. That very last month, we got the record deal with Elektra Records, and they gave us a budget, $18,000 to go in and record 3 songs. And we recorded Love Injection, which was our hit. Love Injection made it to the top 20.
To move real smooth, they call this one Love Injection. Love injection, always on my mind, 'cause I'm jonesing only for your love. I used to be so hung up on smoking pills.
Love Injection was listed as one of the top 200 disco records in history. We knew we had made it with Love Injection when Love Injection was big in New York. Now, we didn't realize why Love Injection was so big in New York, but it kind of eventually came out because it was saying, one of the lines is, shoot me with your love, I need a love injection and everything else. We didn't realize, like, the gay community was like, oh, we love this song.
Love Injection.
Yeah, and we're going like, okay. We're riding down Broadway. It's a spring, or it's like a spring of 1980, the record, or maybe fall of 79. Mm-hmm. It hadn't gotten cold yet. We're riding down Broadway. We're playing at Madison Square Garden. We're riding down Broadway, and WBLS, which is used to time was the #1 station in the world, we always said, Frankie Crock and WBLS was it. If you got played on WBLS, you had made it. All right? But KISS was starting to come up. That's when the KISS station started. So we're riding down Broadway. We turn on WBLS and they're playing Love Injection. So we're high-fiving each other, say, oh man, we playing in New York. We're on our way to Madison Square Garden to perform, and we hear our record on We turn the channel to KISS, and we're playing on KISS too. At the same time, midday,
same time,
in New York City with 8 million people. We're playing on both of the major radio stations, and we're on our way to Madison Square Garden to do a gig. It don't get no better than that, baby.
Greatest feeling in the world.
Don't get no better. But things didn't work out, and the group ended up breaking up. And I came back to Virginia and decided to eventually get a job teaching. But I came home from the road, and my grandmother told me that Richmond had called, and I had a job as a band director. I said, well, I haven't even applied for the job as band director. She said, well, I know what I'm talking about, boy. Richmond had called, and they want you to come and got you a job as a band director. And the job was at John F. Kennedy High School. And so I became the band director at John F. Kennedy High School. Now, I'm fairly fresh off the music business in the road. And the schools at the time, man, they were doing jazz bands and everything else, but that wasn't my groove. My groove was doing the kind of music that you hear on the records and radio.
Exactly.
So they had some real talented kids at the school, and I said, well, we'll put together a little group called the K-Band. So we put a small group together, and I even played horn. Well, AD played horn with the group.
Danger Mouth.
Danger Mouth played horn with the group. So that was the start of the Kennedy getting into the music stuff. So what happened is at every school you always need to raise money. I wasn't into selling no cookies and things like
Donuts,
that.
none of that.
I said, we're going to do a talent show.
Wow.
I said, that's the way we're going to raise our money because we got the K-Band. And so now I'm going to have to give Petersburg props. Peabody High School for years had done something called the Follies. And the Follies was like, they would get a band that would back everybody up. Right? Mm-hmm. And then the groups, singers and the people would come on and they would sing and they'd come on and they perform. And it was really hot in Petersburg. The Follies was big, always big. I copied the Follies. I got a band together and we learned the songs, and then I picked the singers, or either I approved whoever came in and said they could sing. But I kind of like picked the songs from the beginning so that the show went smooth. Like, cause a lot of people want to rap, a lot of people want to sing these old whack songs and stuff, and I go like, no, I wasn't doing that. So we picked the material, and we learned the material, and then we brought the singers on. I booked the school for 2 nights because that's what they've been doing in Petersburg.
So you did the first show at the school?
Yeah, they were at the school, in the gym. I mean, an auditorium.
Okay.
So I did the auditorium 2 nights. A girl came and said, Mr. McGee, why are we doing this? Why are we having the talent show 2 nights? I said, babe, it's going to be so nice, we're going to have to do it twice. She said, oh, okay. And surely enough, man, the first night we had like the place holds like 600 people. The first night we had like 600 people.
Wow.
The next night you couldn't get in that joint. It was 900 people.
So that's when you decided you had to do it somewhere else.
Well, we did it 3 years at the school.
Okay.
We did it 3 years at the school, and the principal came to me and said, Mr. McGee, you've got to take this somewhere else. We can't handle this anymore. It was just that big, man. There were hundreds of people trying to get in once it filled up.
Crazy.
And they knew that people would be trying to break into school.
And this is all to see their brothers and sisters sing.
Kids, that's right.
Wow.
These high school kids singing and performing.
That's crazy.
And I saw the little kid. The K band did another gig at the 6th Street Marketplace, and there was a kid on there who was 12 years old singing. He had a band and everything. And I went to his parents. And I said, I want him on my talent show. I want him to sing on my talent show because he was really talented. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started getting kids from all over the city. And that first kid, of course, was named Michael Archer.
Michael Archer.
Michael Archer. And he was going by Michael Smith at the time because his mother remembered, but his name was Michael D'Angelo Archer.
Yeah.
And so D'Angelo started on my show like when he was 12 years old.
It was this big talent show they used to have every year. All the great kids and all the great talent went to this one school, Kennedy High School. They had a great musical director there. And they would have this big talent show that they would have every year and they would have it at the mosque. Like, that was the mosque in Richmond. Like, everyone performed at the mosque. So it was a huge deal. They would sell tickets and everything. The place would be packed. And I did the talent show, I guess, 2 years before, but this one year, I got everything together. We got the Precise together. We went there, and we tore the roof off, man. Really, I was 16. I was 16, and we tore the roof off. And from there, I got a chance to go to Apollo.
The best groups from the high schools would come and audition to be on our talent show. Because we didn't see it as the Kennedy talent show. We saw it as the City of Richmond talent show.
And that's what made it dope.
So and the other thing is there was no competition. There were no prizes, no awards. Nobody was ever elevated above somebody else. What elevated you was your performance. And so when I talked to D'Angelo, I said, man, Mike, I used to use you to motivate my kids. Because you practiced on your own, you had your own band, you would show up and you would be tight. He said, Mr. McGee, I use your kids to motivate me.
That's crazy.
He said, because I knew they were going to bring it. The competition we had at the Kennedy Talent Show was what propelled him into be ready for the music industry. And out of that whole thing, man, of course, the Super Friends, basically, all of y'all grew up out of that joint. Because Mad Skills was on it and AD was on it and everybody else, a lot of the Super Friends, the relationship I had with, I was telling Donnie the other day on the radio that his last year, he had graduated, he had the group called the Ex-Presidents. Yeah. And they were like from VCU or something, and they came and they performed on the show. And that's when he transitioned from doing the dance thing to the rapping. Yeah. Right? And so that whole transition kind of like opened up. And I looked at all those groups. Oh, my man that was on there, Harold Lilly. Harold Lilly's group was on there, man. Harold Lilly is so big in the music business right now. And Grammy Award winning Harold Lilly from Richmond, Virginia was on the talent show.
Basically, you were it's the birthplace of anybody who made it out of Richmond, Virginia.
When you think about people who came out of Richmond from the early 90s, they were on that Kennedy Town show.